Hey everyone, I'm here to share a roller coaster of a story from the corporate trenches, a saga of ambition, near failure, and a triumphant comeback that redefined loyalty and integrity. This is a tale of how my team and I almost lost our chance at freedom, only to come back stronger when our clients begged us to take them on. The breaking point. I had spent nearly a decade at Vanguard Tech, a company I once believed valued its employees. Along with my dedicated team of client relationship managers, strategists, and support staff, we prided ourselves on the personal connections we'd built with our clients. For years, our department was the lifeblood of the company, consistently delivering stellar results and innovative solutions. But everything changed when a new manager, Alex, was brought in to streamline operations. Alex's arrival was marked by cold efficiency and a ruthless drive to cut costs. Within weeks, he announced a radical restructuring plan. The message was clear: in his quest for maximum profitability, he intended to lay off our entire team. The news spread like wildfire through the office. A group of dedicated professionals, who had given their heart and soul to the company, were suddenly deemed expendable. I remember the shock and despair on my team's faces. We'd worked tirelessly, forging genuine bonds with our clients over countless late nights and challenging projects. And now, we were about to be discarded without a second thought. The plan to break free. Not one to accept defeat easily, I called an emergency meeting with my core team. We had two options: endure the layoffs and watch our careers, and our client relationships, wither away, or take a leap of faith and start our own venture. We chose the latter. The plan was simple in theory: we'd leave Vanguard Tech, take our expertise and long-standing client relationships with us, and build a new company that truly valued its people. We spent long nights drafting business plans, securing discrete funding, and preparing for the transition. The energy in our group was electric. We felt invincible with every new strategy session, every brainstorming session that promised a better future. But as fate would have it, just when our plan was reaching its final stages, Alex got wind of our intentions. Rather than letting us slip away unnoticed, he acted swiftly to prevent our departure. In a move that caught us off guard, Alex leveraged his authority and corporate clout to stop our plans in their tracks. He arranged secret meetings with higher-ups and, using his persuasive skills, convinced them that our departure would be disastrous for the company's bottom line. For a few nerve-wracking days, it felt like our dream of freedom was over. Alex's intervention forced us back into the fold at Vanguard Tech, and it seemed like our hopes for an independent future were dashed. I could see the frustration simmering in my team's eyes, our plans, our ambition, all suppressed by a manager who valued control over creativity. The tides began to turn. As the days passed, something unexpected began to happen. While Alex's intervention saved Vanguard Tech from losing a high-performing team, it also sowed seeds of discontent among our clients. These were clients who had enjoyed a close, personal relationship with us, people who trusted us to solve their problems with genuine care and dedication. In contrast, Alex's regime was impersonal, bureaucratic, and increasingly driven by profit margins rather than client satisfaction. I started receiving calls from several long-standing clients. At first, they were hesitant, unsure if it was appropriate to discuss their grievances about the internal politics of Vanguard Tech. But soon, their concerns became louder and more urgent. "Remember when you used to actually care about our business?" one client lamented during a heated phone call. "Since Alex took over, everything's changed. I feel like I'm just another number on a spreadsheet." Another client, a CEO of a mid-sized manufacturing firm, said, "We trusted your team because you delivered results with heart. Now, with these new policies, I'm starting to regret not switching to a partner who values our relationship." The turning point came during an industry conference. I was scheduled to give a small talk on client engagement, a topic close to my heart. After the session, a flood of former clients approached me, voicing their frustrations with Vanguard Tech's new direction. One by one, they admitted that while Alex had managed to keep us in the company, it had come at a steep cost: the soul of the service we once provided. The clients beg, "Take us with you." It wasn't long before the pressure mounted. Clients who had remained loyal to Vanguard Tech began to express regret over their decision. Their dissatisfaction wasn't just idle talk, it had real business implications. Contracts were up for renewal, and many clients were now actively considering switching partners. At one point, I received an impassioned plea from a longtime client in the middle of a late-night call. "You're the only one who understands our needs. I don't trust the new management at Vanguard Tech. Please, take us with you if you ever decide to leave. We need a partner who cares." That call was a wake-up call for all of us. The client's trust, something we had nurtured over the years, was still intact, and now, they were begging for the opportunity to work with us independently. They wanted the personal touch, the genuine commitment, and the proven track record that we had built over a decade. I gathered my core team once more. We discussed the implications of these calls, the fervor behind our clients' words, and the undeniable fact that our market value had skyrocketed in the eyes of those who mattered most. Despite Alex's temporary victory in keeping us in the company, it was clear that the heart of our success lay not within the walls of Vanguard Tech, but with the clients we served. The decision was unanimous: it was time to make our move. The next morning, with the weight of uncertainty behind us and the support of our clients echoing in our ears, I made the call that would change everything. I approached our executive board at Vanguard Tech, laying out the facts and the mounting client dissatisfaction. I made it clear that while we had been instrumental in the company's success for years, our vision for a client-first approach was no longer aligned with the new management's objectives. Alex, who had thought he could quell our spirit, found himself on the defensive. The board was shocked by the outpouring of client support for our team. They realized that keeping us against our will might secure short-term stability, but it risked long-term damage to the company's reputation and revenue. In a dramatic boardroom showdown, I announced my resignation, along with the resignations of my entire team. Our departure was not a silent exit, it was a powerful statement that integrity and genuine client care were not for sale. The board was left scrambling to contain the fallout, and Alex's confident facade began to crumble. Almost immediately, the phone started ringing off the hook. Clients, who had been hesitating for weeks, now saw a clear path back to the trusted service they once knew. They pleaded for us to take them on as our clients, offering contracts, guarantees, and even heartfelt apologies for their previous indecision. The momentum was undeniable. Within weeks, my team and I had formed our new company, Loyal Edge Solutions. We chose the name to reflect the very foundation of our business: loyalty, trust, and the competitive edge that comes from truly understanding our clients. We moved into a modest office space, but the energy was palpable. Every member of the team, from strategists to support staff, knew that this was our moment to reclaim our destiny. We reached out to every client who had expressed interest. Meetings, presentations, and personal visits became our routine. It wasn't long before our roster filled with businesses that had once been part of Vanguard Tech's portfolio. These clients, now emboldened by their regret over Alex's management, were determined to partner with us instead. One of the most memorable moments came during a large client onboarding session. A client who had been with Vanguard Tech for over 15 years looked directly at me and said, "We trusted you once, and we trust you now more than ever. Thank you for standing up for what's right." That moment of affirmation was the culmination of all our struggles, a confirmation that our vision was not only valid but desperately needed. Our success story spread quickly throughout the industry. News outlets began to report on the dramatic exit from Vanguard Tech, and industry insiders were abuzz with talk of how a group of dedicated professionals had dared to walk away from corporate tyranny. Alex's attempts to negotiate with us became the punchline of boardroom discussions across the sector, and soon the narrative was clear: genuine service and loyalty would always win over corporate greed. In the months that followed, Loyal Edge Solutions soared to new heights. We were not just another company, we had become a beacon for ethical business practices and personalized client care. Our client list grew exponentially, and our former colleagues who had remained at Vanguard Tech watched with envy as our success became the benchmark for the industry. I even received a message from a former Vanguard Tech executive, a quiet admission that their decision to stick with the old company had been a grave mistake. "I underestimated the power of loyalty and genuine relationships," he wrote. "You and your team proved that integrity can't be bought with empty promises." Looking back, what started as a near-fatal setback turned into the catalyst for our greatest triumph. Alex's intervention had temporarily kept us under the umbrella of a crumbling corporate system, but it could not contain the passion and loyalty that defined our work. The clients knew it, and in the end, they chose to stand by us, begging us to lead the way. This journey taught me that sometimes the most significant victories come from moments of utter defeat. When you're pushed to the edge, it's not about how hard you can fight within a broken system, it's about recognizing your worth and having the courage to forge your own path. Our story isn't just about revenge or corporate betrayal, it's about reclaiming dignity, honoring genuine relationships, and proving that integrity will always prevail over profit-driven shortcuts. To anyone facing similar challenges, remember that your skills, your loyalty, and your dedication are your greatest assets. Sometimes, the greatest risk is not taking a risk at all. And when your true supporters come calling, never be afraid to build a new empire that reflects the values you hold dear. End of story.